2025?
I did good. It's pretty good. It was my first. I've been doing real estate for a while now, but last
Uh-huh.
year was my first year full time and my
Uh-huh.
first year being part of a flex team.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I did good. I did 11 transactions, mostly Zillow ones.
Mm-hmm.
I can't complain for it being my first full year and then also the crazy year it was. So
Yeah, not a problem. What
I can turn my camera on.
yeah. What what's your goal this year?
This year, it's my same goal as last year, 25 transactions.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can do better. My
Mm-hmm.
flaw is my calling. I
Mm-hmm.
don't get to my calls. So I do all the fires, all the non-income generating things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I always kind of procrastinate my calls. So that's kind of like my issue.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So got a couple other people coming on. Hold on one
You're
second.
good.
I'm gonna walk you through how we're gonna get to the 25 deals this year. Like what so we're gonna break it down into three sections, like your lead gen department, your lead I guess your sales and your service. So if you think about and I'll explain a little bit more. So just want to make sure this other team is coming on as well too. Do you have your FUB up? You got your FUB? You got your
Yeah.
follow up boss? Okay, good, good. This is gonna be able to help you. Does these guys are not getting the right link. Hold on. Uh, Here we go. We got a couple people here. Hey Tony, good afternoon. Not just don't worry. Look,
How are you?
this is family. We all don't matter how you come in, just make sure you come in, cameras on. And we're excited to have you here. This is
Okay.
family. This is the locker room, I would say, guys. This is the locker room. We want to make sure that you are in the locker room and making sure you're doing all the things that you need to get done. So let me pull up um, this here. So Happy New Year to a few who I didn't say Happy New Year to. And those who are here for the first time, Happy New Year to you. And those I saw last week, we already said Happy New Year, so we're good to go. All right, so we're gonna go through phases. So we're gonna do a coaching session on your pipeline, but we're also gonna do training at the same time. So if you are on this call, your output, your sales you want for the year are 12 or more. If you are 12 then less, this is probably not a call for you, right? If you're looking between 12 to 24 deals a year, this call is for you. If your goal is less, there's another whole training got to do for you because again, you got to have some systems and stuff set up so you can hit those 12 goals, right? So I'm going to walk you through and I need you guys to communicate with me, guys. And here's the other rule: if your camera is not on in 5 minutes, my assistant is going to probably be taking you out. So this is an interactive. You got to be part of it. Your cameras have to be on. I'm sorry, guys. We've been talking about this for a couple of months now. If your cameras are not on, then we're going to probably in 5 minutes just take you out quietly, take you out because this is you have to participate for this to make sure that it's going to work well for you. All right, so let's get going. All right, so let me Open this up here. Oh, got the wrong one up. Guys, 1 second. All right, you guys can see my screen. All right, so we're gonna start with the lead source. So in the last 7 days, you could do it this way. So again, if you know your numbers from month to date, or if you know your numbers from last meeting to this meeting, so you got a choice to put this number down, right? Now we're asking for your lead sources. So in the comment, give me how many lead sources do you have that's generating leads, right? Now, if you have team leads and you've gotten 5 or more in the last couple of months, on average, that's a lead source. So we can count that as your lead source. So I want you to put in the chat, and if you got leads from your sphere or you got leads from open houses and you've been averaging a minimum of 5 leads per lead source over the last couple of 3 months, we can count that as a lead source. So I want you to put in the chat how many lead sources do you have in the last 7 days, or you can go back from January 1 to now. Once you put that in the chat. All right, Kim. I'll see you soon. Okay, so Mary, we're not asking for the number of leads. We're just asking for right now the source. So if you only using one lead source as your leads, then it's your team leads. Hold on, keep going through this. Hold on. So you got either team leads, that could be your Zillow, etc. So if your team is giving you Zillow leads, you got one lead source giving you leads. If you got your own lead platforms that you're using, then it's another lead source. So we're just counting where are they coming from. So you got 1, 2, 3, or 4 sources. What would you say? You got 3 sources. What are those three sources, Marianne?
Can I talk, or you want me to just?
Yeah, you can talk. Yeah.
I would consider Zillow one, Sphere
Okay.
personal one, and then my broker also has like some personal ones that sometimes he'll like loop me in and give.
Okay, good. Okay. So let's just make sure that you're counting them as a lead a lead source that's going to be consistent. So this is how we count it. So if we look at your personal leads, so leads that you got in December, how many did you get in December from your personal leads?
Personal wise, like 2 in
2.
December.
Okay. And what about November?
Um, like
Probably
one,
don't know. Okay. So
one, very little.
okay, very little. Okay, so here's our new definition of a lead source. A lead source is that gives you a consistent 5 leads a month over a 3-month period. If you don't have 3, if you don't have 5, it's you're developing the lead source. It's not a lead source yet.
Okay.
Because it's not going to be consistent to help us to figure out how to build a pipeline. We need something consistent. So if it's 5 or more, then we know it's consistent. Okay. So right now you only have 1. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So the goal is to make sure that if you're going to be using this 1, that's fine. But you got to remember, if you lose this lead source, you don't have any other business. So we got to make sure you're developing, at least 3 lead sources. All right. So you got 1. And Tony, how many do you have?
So right now I'm working on developing my lead sources. So like I'm doing open house. So I did open house last Saturday. Unfortunately in Atlanta, the weather and other things didn't have
Okay, you
anybody
don't have
come
to tell
out.
the story. This is
Yeah,
metric driven.
right.
So
But I'm doing another one this weekend. So I'm working on the
you working
lead
on your lead
source,
source.
on the lead
When would
sources.
here's my question to you, and you got to write this question down and you got to write the answer down.
Okay.
When will your lead sources be consistent? When are you looking to have your lead sources consistent? Because remember, if it's 3 months in a row, you can say by March, I'll have these lead sources, because then you'll get 5 in the month of January, 5 in the month of February, and 5 in the month of March. What lead source would that be?
Okay.
Tell me, which lead source?
Oh, then that would be
Your open house, you
open
just
house.
said.
That would be my open houses. And then I was
You got
just
another
working
one?
on my content for IG posts. I'm increasing the
Okay,
number
you're not
of
telling
IG.
me.
Yep.
You just make sure. The thing is that whatever it is, when
Mm-hmm.
those numbers come in, we just got
Yep.
to make sure those numbers are coming in, right?
Okay.
Marilyn,
Right.
how many lead sources? 3. Sharon, how many lead sources?
I have like 5.
5. Valoria, how many lead sources?
I mean, active.
Okay. Do you know the definition of our lead source here?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So how many do you have?
They're in the works. So
You're
I would say a
developing them.
solid
Okay.
2. 2 in the works.
2 in the works. And when would they be active and consistent?
My first one is this weekend.
No. It should be March. Listen to the question.
Well, yeah, 3 months. 3 months
3 months
from
from
now.
now. All right. So we'll get. So again, Would you have 5 from each of them in the month of January? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Let's move on to the next one. You guys see my screen here? Okay. So we know those leads come in and they're going into the database. I want you to put a yes if all of your leads are in your database. Yes or no? Just put a chat, yes or no. But let me just ask you, since it's a few of us here, so it's not a lot. I can talk to you 4 or 5 people. Marion, all your leads went into your database, yes or no? Marion.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was Maryland. Yes, from the Zillow, from my one lead source, yes.
Okay. What about the ones that you're working on? Or did they go into your database?
No.
Okay, so I want you to put to the side your action plan. So you got to put right next to your action plan. So what happened? Why are there not? Is there not a system you have for them going into your database, or you just not doing it?
So maybe you can tell me about that, but we don't put like our personal. I love Follow Up Boss.
Mm-hmm.
We don't put our personals in there. So I wish I would, you know what I mean? So because
Yeah. So I hear what you're saying, because there's other teams that want to keep it all, want their team leads, and then they have another database. So do you have somewhere that you're putting them in, a spreadsheet or something like that?
Yeah, I have already like a templated spreadsheet, but I'm not good at like keeping that updated.
Okay. All right. So as long as you have them in this, I would prefer you to put them in another CRM. But if you don't, or you can just ask your team lead, hey, can I put them in the CRM and just tag them personal? That's because a lot of teams are doing that. You can tag it personal. And then if then if they need to pull up those leads, they have your personal SOI, or you can tag it SOI. So ask your team leader if they can do that. Okay. Tony, of all the leads you got in the last week or this month in your database, yes or no?
So no.
Okay. So do you have a system to put them in your database? You went on mute.
Yeah.
You went on
Sorry,
mute.
I do have a system, a CRM,
Okay.
and I will, I have, when you said action plans, I wrote 1, put leads in database, 2,
Mhm.
make sure it's set up properly.
So what broke down? You're the CEO, so tell me what happened. Who messed up? Where did it go wrong in the system?
Well, that would be the CEO who did
CEO,
not
the
do
CEO,
what
the
they're supposed
marketing
to do.
person, the
Right.
salesperson, right? So remember,
Right.
we're wearing all the hats, right?
Right.
Now remember, Tony, we're gonna have to fire you from your administrator if you don't get this stuff in your CRM, because the salespeople, which is you, can't
Mhm.
work that lead if the lead is not in the system. Because we can't
Right.
tag it right, we can't put stuff. So you gotta make sure that you have a process of getting the leads in your database. That's our central place we're gonna be working from. All
Right.
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 Misha, all your leads in your system?
Yes.
All right. What system are you using?
Right now, I'm transferring over, so it's just on Excel right now. Transferring
Okay,
to
it's
different
Excel.
versions. Yeah.
What system are you going to be using? What database?
I don't know. I'm going with EXP. I don't know what they offer yet.
Okay, so
She'll
we'll
be
get you
using Bow Trails.
Bow Trails. Okay, so you got to get with someone to make sure that all of your contacts
Mm-hmm.
from your phone, any leads that you're getting, you got to
Mm-hmm.
learn how to put that into your Bow Trail CRM system.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
awesome. All right, Valoria, Maryland. I'm gonna start with you. All your leads in Bow Trail?
Yes.
All of them in Bow Trail. All right. Valoria, all your leads are in your CRM?
Yes.
All right.
In Bow Trail.
In Bow Trail. Okay. So, all right, here's another question. Now, as you guys can see, this should be calls. Let me change this. Up. Let me go back. Hold on a second. All right, out of the leads that went into your system last week. Now, some of you, if you're getting leads from your team, they've already had a conversation with someone, and you're probably now having a conversation with them on the second time. So what we're looking for is calls. Not, I don't care what happened. I just want to know, did you actually call the lead and you had a conversation? So I want to know, out of the leads you had last week, how many of you had a conversation with the leads you had last week, right? So who are we going to go with first? So Marion, so out of the leads you got from last week, how many conversations of the new leads that you had last week? Or if you want to do month to date, it's totally up to you.
Yeah, last week I only had one lead that came in today. Month to date wise, for 1 month I've had 7 leads. Like I told you, my calls is what I can't get myself to do. So then this month I've only done 1 call.
All right, so here's what I need you to do. So I want you to look at my screen for a second, right? Because I got your follow-up boss. I'm going to show you how to do this, right? Watch my screen for a second. Matter of fact, this is what I want you to do. Can you share your screen? Let me give you access. See if you can share your screen. Let me see if I can see your screen.
It doesn't give me that. Oh, here, share. I'm gonna share my Chrome.
There you go. All right, scroll up. I want you to go to reporting. I want you to click on agent activity. So you see where it says all leads and then it says this month. All the way to the right. It's under your little face. You see it? There you go. So those are good, right? So those are good. If you click on that button, click on one of those buttons, right? It just gives you can filter by which time, and then you can also filter the leads by all leads versus web leads that came in, right? So if you scroll down a little bit more, so scroll down. So what it's saying is that you got 3 new leads that came in this month.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just explain something to you. The goal is that if you are working with team leads, you want to make sure you're getting anywhere between 10 to 15 leads a month to close one deal. If you don't have 10 to 15 leads from that your team from the Zillow lead source, it's going to be really hard for you to build your pipeline. So right now you only got 3. So does your team have a team pond set up where you can call leads to get appointments and stuff?
Yes.
So you got to get active in those because you're not going to hit your goal because your pipeline is not growing fast enough.
Okay, for sure.
You got to make sure that you're getting in your pipeline and getting those leads done.
So 10 per month.
You got to have 10 to 15 per month new leads coming in, whether they're coming from Marion, the inbound real-time tours, they're coming from the pond that your team set up for you. You got to make sure you got 10 of those new customers coming in every single month going into your data, going into your pipeline.
Okay.
So you're a little bit behind right now. All right, you can stop sharing your screen.
Thank you.
All right. So, Marilyn, you know how to share your screen? Oh, go back, Marilyn. Go back. Let me show you something. I'm sorry, Marilyn. I'm sorry. Stop, Marilyn. Mary Ann, go. Let me show you something on your screen.
Share. Okay.
All right. So let me see the bottom of you. So you
Yeah,
see where it says calls. How many calls you made so far this month?
This month 5.
5. Guess how many calls you should be making a week?
25.
25. And here's where those calls are coming from. Those calls are coming from new leads you're talking to, and they're coming from leads that are already in your pipeline that you're following up with. So if you don't have at least 25 calls a week in your system, you're either A, don't have enough leads, B, are not following up with your leads in your pipeline, or C, all of the above.
Yes. That's my problem.
That is, so we can stop right there for you, Mary, right? Is you got to fix those. That's your top of the funnel stuff. We got to fix that, right? So, all right, Marilyn, let me see your you can stop yours, Marianne. Marilyn, Miss Randolph, let me see your calendar. I mean, your pipeline. All right, so you are in your dashboard. Let's go to your scroll down. Let me see what's in your okay. I gotta get a little bit familiar with your bold trail because I don't know where's your contacts. Where do you make your calls at from your do you have where you can see how many calls you made? Nope. All right, we're gonna have to fix your system.
I think it might. I don't remember, but try checking what vitals are.
Go ahead, check vitals. Let me see.
It's on the left hand side.
It's on the left hand side.
I'm trying to remember.
There we go.
That's
one new contact. Scroll down a little bit. No,
So this
it's
kind
not.
of tells you what's going on with your database, but it might
Yeah,
have.
it's going to tell you what's going on average. All right, when you make your calls, where do you make your calls from? We can't hear you.
I go to contacts, and I usually do it through my phone.
Okay.
And
Why you don't do it through your computer?
because
Well, I mean, you could do it from your phone, from your Bold Trail. Is that what you're saying? Or you don't use your
yeah,
Bold
I
Trail?
do it through my Bold Trail on my phone.
Okay.
They're
So
connected.
got it. They should be connected.
Mhm.
So let's go to that. Go to one of your contacts you called this week.
That was one of the contacts.
And where can I see the date was the last call? Is that right there?
She actually called me on my regular, not on that. Let me go to a different one. Person.
I know on Bold Trail, if you don't call through there, like if you click on the person's name,
Mm-hmm.
and then call from your phone per se, you would have to go to calls. You see at your top right, Marilyn, it says calls. That's where they're actually tracked at. So if you don't use the system, you just have to actually put it in there and say if it was outbound or inbound, and then make your notes that way.
Okay, so this is the most recent I called, but it's been mainly text.
Okay, so before let's have this conversation. So how many new leads came in last week?
One, actually one, only one.
One. Okay.
And
And
that shows you right here, I think. Because this is the person.
and what lead source did they come from?
Open house. And I don't
Did
know
you have a conversation? So did you call them and did you have a conversation with them? Yes or no?
Yes, I had a conversation with them there. They
But
said
not here. Not when you call them on the phone.
No.
Okay, so you don't have any calls this week.
No, I have not called anyone this week.
Okay.
I just text.
We're talking about calls.
Okay.
We're not talking about text.
No call.
You need 25 calls every single week, whether it's from your current list of people that are in your pipeline or from new business you're trying to acquire. If you're not calling people, there's no way you're building your pipeline or maintaining it.
Okay.
That's me.
Tony, how many calls did you make this week?
So actually I didn't make a call this week. I reached out to someone.
0. We just need a number.
One.
One. You're short 24. How are you going to make that up?
I'm short 24. So with the motion I'm doing for the open house weekend, I'm looking to like the people to reach out to me.
That's another action plan. As a CEO, you got to write down again. You're short for this one, so you got 2 things in your action plan you got to work on. Everybody else got 1 or 2. So Valoria, how many calls you made this week?
1. But it is on my to-do list for today. This was my day for doing all my follow-ups.
Guys, so if I don't know what week you're using, if you're using Wednesday as your week or you're using Friday as your week, whatever week that you want to use it so that you can track your 25 calls, because I want to be able to see that inside your FUB. Just like I showed, what's the name? You got to, whoever you got to talk to, Marilyn, to talk about your Bold Trail, where I want to see the outbound calls in your Bold Trail. Whoever has Bold Trail, we're moving forward. The only way we're going to document that you did it is it's in your Bold Trail. So make sure you bring your Bold Trail. And if you're saying you put X amount of leads in there, just like I looked at Marilyn's, Mary Ann's leads, we're going to pull up yours. We're going to see the number of leads, that's new leads, because your system is going to show when the lead came in. So we need to see that in your system moving forward. I need to see the number of calls you made in your system moving forward. The next level we're going to talk about is the actual you guys see my screen?
Yes.
The next thing I want to talk about is you could have called them, but a conversation, I want to know, did you have a good conversation? And most of those in your CRM, a good conversation is recorded for 2 minutes. So we're going to be looking for the calls, and then I'm going to be looking for 2-minute conversations. So 2-minute conversation tells me that you have this good conversation going on with them about their real estate. So I want to use that metric. So make sure in your Bold Trail or whatever CRM, you're going to do that. I'm going to give you an example. Marianne, pull up yours again. Let me just show you how I can see it in Follow Up Boss. All right. So you see that calls, right? If you click on, let me see, move mine there just a little bit. Nope, don't click on those 2 people. Go back. So what I want you to do is scroll up, scroll all the way up, go to calls. Yep, go to calls. And you see where it says conversation? Click that little question mark by conversations. And you see where it says calls lasting 2 minutes or more. You had 3 of those conversations this month, which is not bad. So again, you want to have at least 10 new conversations every single month. Write that number down, guys. 10 new conversations with new leads every single month. All right, you can stop your screen now. So you know where to get that from.
Quick
All right?
question. So like the 25 and the 10, like it's okay that we at least attempt 25 calls, like that's count.
Yeah. It's okay that you got 25 calls because I know you're not going to have 25 conversations.
Okay.
It could be calls, no pickup, calls, go screw yourself, calls, I'm not interested. Who calls, who gave you my number, calls, yep. But now if you have a call and it's lasting 2 minutes, to me, that signals that person is about to do the next step. And here's the next step. The next step is an appointment. That means that if so, you got to have at least 10 scheduled appointments with new leads every single month, right? So let me make this bigger for you. We have to have 10 scheduled appointments every minimum. Now, you guys can go as much as you want, but as we go through these months, if you don't have these minimums, you're not building a real estate business. It's not happening. You're not going to have consistent 1-2 deals a month. It's not going to happen. You got to make sure you hit these minimums. All right. Last week, how many initial appointments you had with new leads that were scheduled? Mary Ann, what number? I'm going to pull up your screen. I can show you where to find that at. Pull up your screen again.
Okay. Yeah, I found it. It says 0. I had 1 today, so I'm not sure why it's not coming up, but
Okay. So how many do you have so far this month? Where you're tracking towards?
Days this month.
Yep. 2. All right. So you got 2. So I'm glad. So now you're seeing where these metrics are. This is good, Marianne, because now you got to know where you're tracking towards at the end of the month. If you keep hitting these numbers consistently, you do the process, you do the work, the results will come. They will come. You just got to focus on the process, right? Yeah. So far this month, I'm going to start with you, Mary Ms. Randolph, how many new appointments were scheduled from new leads this month? 3 so far. What about this week?
I scheduled, so I had one last week and one rescheduled, and the other one was just a phone conversation.
Okay, so I'm looking for, so the reason I'm talking about new appointments, these are not people that you already met. These are new leads that came in this month or last week, and you actually scheduled an appointment to talk to them. How many was that?
None.
Okay, so you remember you need 10 every single month. So that means that if you don't have 10, guess what? You got a lead problem. it all funnels. That means you got a lead problem. If you don't have 10 new appointments from new leads that you got coming in, you got a lead problem, and you got to fix that lead problem.
Okay.
That makes sense, guys?
Yeah, I have a question.
Misha, I know this is going over your head right now.
It is. It really is.
Look. I said it earlier. This, this is like 201. This is so we need to get you into 101, but at least you're kind of learning some stuff. What's your question?
Okay, so I hear you guys talking about making appointments. What are y'all doing on these appointments? Is it just like building the relationship and rapport and stuff? Or are you
I'm gonna let you talk to Sharon about that one.
okay?
Right? When she goes on, because there are buyer appointments and there's listing appointments.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
So it doesn't matter to me what they are, but there's
Okay.
2 types of appointments, and Sharon will be able to kind of explain to you what those are.
Okay, I
So,
got you.
Tony, how many new appointments from new leads you got this month or last week?
0.
0. So again, guys, you have a lead problem. You see how the system works?
Yes.
All right. Who's still up? Moni, how many appointments you have from new leads this month?
4.
4. Where those leads came from?
My leads come, I'm a nurse and I pre-op patients for procedures. So I kind of solicit my patients, and that's where they come from.
If I inspect your database, would I find those 4 leads, yes or no?
You would see like 1 or 2. I have not updated my database. No, you
Okay,
won't.
so who we need to fire in your real estate company? Somebody
No,
gotta get fired. Look, if the job not getting done, somebody getting fired, right? We're
well, it would be,
CEOs of our company, so you gotta fire yourself today. You can rehire yourself back tomorrow, but you gotta fire yourself today, because if the job ain't done in your job, if you're supposed to give a certain amount of CCs to a patient and they don't get it, somebody getting fired? Yes or no?
no, they're not.
Okay, they're not getting fired.
No, they won't get fired.
Okay, so if they supposed to show up to work and they don't show up to work for a month, what's going to happen? Not nothing good, right or wrong?
If they just, well, like if you're saying don't show up, just arbitrarily not show up, yeah, they're dismissed, of course.
Right, and if they don't do their job, if they're supposed to do rounds and they just sit and chat on the internet and don't do their job, they're going to keep their job.
In the medical field, yeah, you get a correction.
Okay.
Yeah, you get
In
an
most
action plan.
jobs,
So
if
yeah,
you don't do your job, in most jobs in America, if you don't do your job, would you get fired? Yes or no?
yes,
Okay. Somebody getting fired in your company, is that correct? Yes or no?
no,
They are getting fired, Moni.
they're
You got
not
to
getting
fire yourself.
fired. They'll get a correction.
You get a correction. You get one more correction. If no
Okay.
leads are in that system on a consistent basis, when you get leads, because we can't manage this process. So if you had a VA or assistant or an executive assistant that was helping you with your business, where would they start if the process is not working correctly?
Well, in all fairness, I'm just onboarding, so I'm still learning. But
Okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna
you're
give you a
right.
pass. I'm gonna give you a pass. So just so you guys know, this is hopefully they warn you when you guys come in here how this whole process works. If they didn't warn you, I'm sorry, but you know, we just making sure that whoever's in this class,
Okay.
they want to close 12 to 24 deals a year. So I'm going to be strict. I'm going to be tough to make sure that you guys do what you need to do to make sure you hit those goals. All right. All right. So now, out of those people that you actually schedule an appointment with, the next step is, watch this, guys. How many did you actually meet with virtually or face-to-face? This is a first time new appointment. So those of you who did not have any appointments, I don't need to hear from you. Those of you who had appointments for the first time, did you actually meet with them on that scheduled appointment? Yes or no?
Yes, I met with all 4 of mine so far.
You met with all 4 of yours. Okay, V. All right. So now watch this, guys. So we're going to go one by one. So make sure you have each one of those names, because I'm going to walk through a process, V, so I can be able to explain to them. Can I call you V for short? Or no? Just tell me no. And
that was Moni that said that.
Moni said that? Okay. All right, V. You didn't have that. Moni, you got 4 people. Okay. All right, Moni. You met them at the job, you scheduled an appointment, and you actually met with them, right?
Yes, I didn't meet them at the job because my job, I work from home, but I set an appointment and I actually went out to meet with them. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So keep those 4 people in mind. So we're going to go one by one, right? So what's the first client's name you met with?
It was, and you're right. It was the Troutman family. It was a husband, wife, and the mother.
Okay, that's all you know. Just because I'm gonna use the name Troutman. Okay. So what was the outcome? Listen to this, guys. Moni, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Are they going to buy a house in the next 3 to 6 months, 0 to 3 months, or 6 to 9 months? Do you know this time frame? Yes or no?
Yes.
Which one is it?
I'm going to say 0 to 6 months because their lease is up in 5 months.
Okay, nope. Listen, guys. If you're Moni, if you were in a group or lunch with your girlfriends, and one of your girlfriends was dating somebody, and y'all wanted to know, did he ask her to get married? If she said, well, I kind of figured he was going to ask me, so yes, he asked me. Is that yes or no? Did he ask her or did he not ask her? He did not ask her. So let me ask you this question. Did you ask them what time frame and they gave you the answer? Yes or no?
Yes.
So what time frame did they give you with the question you asked them about the time frame?
As soon as possible.
Okay. And so that could be 0 to 3 months, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6. So, but you're guesstimating that because of the lease, it should be a little bit longer. That's why?
No, they want to go ahead and start preparing to see what they could qualify for.
Okay.
So, actually, I have been nurturing them for like a year. They called me to say, okay.
Hold on, Moni. We're getting too far in the woods. All I need to know is, because here's the thing. Here's what we're doing. We're going to get to the sales training part. This is architecture, setting up your business structure. That's all I'm doing today. So when you go into your database and these clients are in the database, I'm going to teach you. That's why you got to bring your stuff next week. You got to add the tag 3 to 6 months.
Okay.
That's why you need to put them in your system. Okay. Client number 2. So what happened when you met with them?
Client number 2.
What time frame are they in? 0 to 3, 3 to 6, or 6 to 9?
Now, They didn't specify,
Okay.
and
So
I
watch
didn't.
this. Watch this. They do not go in your pipeline, right? And we're not going to put them in your pipeline because we can't count that as business yet. Because you didn't ask them. I don't know where they're at in the process. Right? I'm going to show you what to do with that client in a second. Right? So that's client number 2. Going back to client number 1, what do you think? You don't know their income yet or anything like that, so you don't know what average price point they're looking at. Is that correct?
All my clients have been pre-approved. I sent them straight to the lender. I did.
You listen to my question.
So
This client number 1 that said they want to buy a house as fast as possible. Because you don't know their financial situation right now, you don't know what they pre-qualify for. Is that correct? So you don't know how much house they can afford. Is that correct or incorrect?
incorrect.
So how much house can they afford?
280,000.
Okay. So right now, your pipeline has increased 280,000. This is good. We wanted to get to 10 million, but you got to start. You got $280,000 in your pipeline, right?
Okay.
Okay. So client number 3, where do they fall? 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9.
3 to 6.
Okay. Price point.
She just submitted everything to the lender. So I don't know yet.
You don't know. Okay. That's not a problem. So we know you. Now, here's the thing, guys, so far. And client number 4?
I met with her.
All I need to know is 0 to 3,
Wait a
3 to
minute,
6, 6 to 9.
She is
Based on what she
three,
told you.
3 to 6.
So you got 3 clients, and that's going to transact in 90 days.
Yes.
Give her hand, guys. Good job, Monique.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job. So right now so you're building your pipeline, right? You got 3 clients but here's the thing. They're not in your system. But the thing is that we gotta get them in your system, your CRM, so I can teach you how to manage them. Because as you're getting more leads coming in, you're going to have clients in 3 to 6, 6 to 9, or maybe 9 to 12 that's going to be moving up month after month. And you got to know how to manage them and stay in front of them and maintain them.
Okay. Thank you.
So let me give you the number of how many people should be in your active pipeline at all times. The number is 25. If you have less than 25, you don't have a business that's going to be enough to sustain you to close 1 or 2 deals a month. You have to maintain that number because some are going to be closing, some are going to be falling out, but you're going to have new leads coming into your pipeline every single month to keep that 25 active. So, Moni.
Yes.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Let me ask you something. When you said maintain 25 in my pipeline at all times, and when you talk about making calls, you said these are actual people that you've actually spoke to. Because I can make 10 or 15 calls a day and don't speak to anybody.
Let me give you an example. So you got a good point. So you guys see the screen, right? So listen to how I coach Moni, guys. I want you to pay attention. If you're not going to pay attention, you're going to miss this, right? So Moni.
Yes.
Overall, if you were the guest, so right now, based on just last week, you got these 4 customers. You got 3 in your pipeline. 1 you got to kind of work with, right? You don't know what their situation is. Overall, how many people do you think you have in your active pipeline that fits in one of these 3 categories?
Define active.
They giving you a date that they're going to want to transact in 3 to 6 months, or they're in the process where they're working towards buying or listing their home in 3 months, 6 months, 9 months.
Okay. I'm going to say the 3 that I just mentioned because I am in talks with other people, but no, I'm sorry.
So
it's
but
5 people.
Okay.
Yes.
So think about it. So the other people are still in your database that we have to communicate with to see if they're ready to move into our pipeline. So the definition is not there's people in your database you got to still work with, and then there's people in your pipeline that's moving down the funnel. They're getting closer and closer to the close date. Whether there's 8 months out, 9 months out, 3 months out, 2 months out, they're communicating with you, they're working with you, you're your agent, they're not running from you, they're just moving they're moving themselves down to a final transaction. That's what we call your pipeline. Now, since you only got 3 or 4 people in your pipeline, you're not calling them every day, right? So
No.
where would the other 25 calls come from? If you called them this week and you made 4 calls, where would the other 21 calls come from? Somebody take a guess.
For me, it would be my spear, the other calls
It would
that
be
I
your leads. It would be trying to generate more leads to go into your database.
Mhm.
If you don't have enough people to call, that's your sign to go, duh, I need more. I can use these other calls to try to get more customers in my
Right.
pipeline. Did that answer your question, Moni?
Yes, thank you.
Good. So your calls can come from here, just to follow up with everybody in your pipeline. And your calls can come from your new leads you're trying to get into your database. So if you track these numbers and just focus on the process, the outcome will be the outcome. And I'm going to give you an analogy. So a lot of times realtors mix so many of their departments together. So if I bake cakes, right? And that was my business. I'm a solopreneur. It's just me. And first of all, one of my departments is marketing and lead gen. I got to get people interested in wanting to learn about my cakes. Yes or no? That's lead gen. That's one department. Now think about it. My skill is baking cakes, not lead gen. People keep thinking that just because I'm good at baking cakes, I know how to do lead gen, social media, marketing, branding. I don't know. That's not what I'm good at. So that's why a lot of realtors fail, because lead gen is a whole different skill. That's why some agents join teams who provide leads so they can learn how to do business real estate right away, because no one has taught them how to do lead gen. Now, the second department is called sales, because once someone goes on my cake website and see that I make birthday cakes, now my salesperson has to talk to them. Hey, this is Ron's Cake. I saw that you inquired about a cake, or I met somebody at the grocery store and I put their name in my database. Yeah, we met at the grocery store. I know that you said you make cakes. So now my sales guy is talking to them. What type of cake do you want? 5-layer, 2-layer, chocolate, this or that. And they go, I want a chocolate cake. Okay, so do you want Ron to make your chocolate cake? Yep, I want to make Ron. So now that they agreed to work with me, the sale is done, meaning that they chose you as the realtor. Most people think that the sale is the sale of the house. That's the service. Once they agree to work with you and they're communicating with you and they choose you as the agent, that is the sale. And so now that salesperson, somebody has to keep. So when you're calling these new individuals and you're scheduling an appointment and you're meeting them for the first time, you can actually start asking them about, are they going to be working with you? Some of you do a buyer broker's agreement. That's your agreement to work with them. The listing, once they agree to work with you, that is the sale. Then the service is getting their house sold if you list it, or helping them to buy a house once you find it. That's the service. The service is staying in touch with your clients or staying in touch with the people who are 9, 6, 9, 12, 18 months out. That's the service. Them agreeing with you is the sale. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. Awesome. Okay. All right, we're almost out of time. Misha gave me a thumbs up. Okay. So next week, we got to make sure that we're using our numbers. Number one, you got to have multiple lead sources, not just one. You have to make sure you have multiple lead sources. Two, you got to make sure that at least 15, 25 leads are coming into your company every single month, right? You got to make sure you're doing that. You got to make sure you're having at least 10 conversations a month from new leads. 10 conversations from new leads, right? Or we missed the calls. You got to make sure you're doing 25 calls a week. We got to make sure you're doing 25 calls a week, but you got to make sure you're having 10 new conversations from new leads, not leads that you talked to in the past. They're already in your database, or you already, this is your first time talking to them, your first time doing that. You want to make sure you have 10 those conversations every single month. And you got to have 10 appointments from new customers every single month. I'm going to stop there because I don't want to overwhelm you guys. We haven't even got to this side yet and all the appointments and stuff like that. But I'm going to open it up for questions. Based on what you learned so far, Marianne, tell me, where is your next action plan for next week?
Number one is to focus on my personal stuff on my Excel sheet, even if it's there for now, and make sure I'm looking at that daily. And then just to sum it up, 2 would be to do my 25 calls per week. Any tips on that? I know I just have to do it.
Yeah.
But
So you got, so the pond is one. So knock that out. Ask your team leader, hey, can I jump in the pond? You can knock 25 calls out because again, now you're looking for customers to add to your database.
Right. Okay.
All right. Moni, what are you working on next week?
Putting
Give me one thing. I just need
my
one thing.
contacts in my database.
Put your contacts in my database. Woo! There you go, girl. All right. All right. Valoria, what are you working on next week?
Really today, but actually calling the contacts I just added in my database.
Calling the contacts you add in your database. And I need you guys, moving forward, we will be looking at your database. So bring your database to the meeting. Samora, what's one thing you're working on this week?
Putting my contacts in the database.
Putting your contacts in the database and bringing it next week.
Yes.
Marilyn, what are you working on?
Calls.
Making your 25 calls. Tony, what are you working on?
Putting my contacts in my database.
Putting your contacts in the database. All right. We got some work I'm excited. I can't wait till next week and see all the surprises coming next week. Great job with Moni getting some leads and coming in. So we don't focus on the outcome, we focus on the processes. But great job what we're doing. We got to make sure we tighten up everything else. Anybody have any questions before we go?
Is there a script? No.
Yeah,
No.
a script for what?
For the calls.
Absolutely. Guess where you can find it at?
Where?
ChatGPT.
Okay.
Guys, there's nothing. If you ain't using ChatGPT right now, you tell them the scenario and they will give you a script. Trust me. All right, guys. Awesome. See you next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Take care,
you.
bye.
Thanks.